Welcome on in, Dragon Folk, to this week's first installment of our very own Collector's Week for Flesh and Blood. Collector's Week starts on the 5th, which, probably should be right around the time this video comes out, and the Flesh and Blood site will have a whole bunch of wonderful articles talking about the cool collections that people have had, their stories throughout collecting Flesh and Blood, and also just general fun times. We also learned a little bit about more of the print runs and, where things are looking forward for Flesh and Blood as far as their print runs and the scarcity of some product. And I want to just go ahead and do our own Collector's Week here on the channel, something that I plan to do for quite some time, but haven't really gotten around to it. And I think now is probably the best time to start. So what I wanted to go ahead and do is kind of almost make one of those "it's time to not be quiet about Flesh and Blood" videos, but I'm not going to title it that. What I am going to be doing is I am going to be telling you what I collect in Flesh and Blood and why I do so. So I'm not looking to get into a very, very long video, but I just wanted to go ahead and share my own experiences collecting and talk a little bit about how you can do the same in future videos. So what I wanted to show you today, and I'll just kind of go over it here because I don't want to get crazy with it. Some of you have seen this already, but this here is my master set of Uprising. Uprising is the very first set that got me into Flesh and Blood, and it is the first set in which I have proceeded to essentially take all of the cards that I have here and get them set up to where they're all displayed fairly nice. Sometimes it doesn't work out too well with these three slot binders, the nine pocket binders, but it all looks pretty cool. If you don't know, Uprising is the first set in the 2.0 release. It is a favorite of a lot of people's, and honestly, I'm in love with it. This thing here is a little gap between my cold foils and my regular set, but that is a master set of Uprising. It's not complete yet. I'm still missing quite a few extra little things there. Most of the Marvel dragons and then even the cold foil legendaries I'm missing. So hoping to get my hands on those sometime soon. But for right now, I'm happy with where it is. I have all the rainbow foils and non-foils that I need for that first part of the master set. And then the rest of it is just the shiny stuff that I can worry about later. So why do I collect master sets? Well, if you've seen in previous videos that we've done here on the channel, I have done master set breakdowns for tons of sets for Magic the Gathering, and I've started doing them more so for Flesh and Blood as well. I know I have one out for Uprising, but I am going to go ahead and continue making more as the time goes on, because again, I do really enjoy master sets, and I like checking out the statistics of how each set grows or shrinks in value as time goes on. Master set collecting is something that I feel a lot of players end up starting to do but don't ever complete. And in most cases, some just never decide to do it at all. And that's because a master set is very specific in how it's supposed to be collected, except it's really not, right? A lot of people have their own different ways of getting a master set and showing it all off and things like that. But I truly think that something like a master set is, it's one of every card in non-foil, foil, or any alternate art / better foiling that exists in that set. So you don't have to worry about getting any like the additional promos or any of these other things that were not printed in the set. The main thing about master sets is it's just one overarching thing, one card in one form of every set, or every card in the set. So that is kind of the whole thing with master sets. It's something I've always enjoyed, and I do truly believe that it is something that a lot of people aspire to have. I know Master Set Madness, a creator here for Flesh and Blood, often is opening boxes to get their master set, and it's a fun little game that he's got going on. Of course, he does do a lot of single selling as well, which is really great for the economy of Flesh and Blood, and it certainly helps with his own personal collections to continue to grow in the game. I just buy singles for stuff that I'm missing because I don't have the money to buy boxes on a regular basis, nor have the means to sell those cards as of right now. But being a single seller does help you get to master sets a lot quicker. And I've always just enjoyed master sets. There's something about having every card to kind of explain the story of a set available to you, like right there in the binder. For you to be able to open that up and have every page tell you a story about the cards inside the set. You get to look at the flavor text of cards. You get to see the foiling of different cards. You know, you have some cards that have great cold foiling, and then you have cards that even look better in rainbow foil. And you have beautiful artwork just spread all throughout the entirety of the binder. And it's a way for you to, you know, be nostalgic about it in a way, but also just be informative. You know, a lot of people are unaware of cards that only got non-foil reprints in a set. And if you don't add them into your master set because you only want rainbow foils, then later on in time, you might be able to forget. But I change things up, and, you know, I make sure to put in the non-foils and the foils and the cold foils, so that way it's super pretty. If you want to look at just the pretty stuff, you can go to the back of the binder. As far as, you know, the higher rarity stuff goes, but the beginning of the binder is always the rainbow foils and non-foils, and going through that and kind of, again, showing that story of a set. Something like Uprising, again, is very near and dear to me, being my very first set that I got into with for Flesh and Blood. And I'm very happy to always be working on this. I hopefully plan to have it done by the end of this year, if I can help it. And luckily, with your fantastic support, you know, we're getting new channel members and things like that. Everything that comes to this channel is going to be going back into the channel in a way, but that is certainly helping me be able to put a lot of focus onto the actual, you know, production of these videos instead of having to worry about bills and all that other jazz, you know what I mean? So that is why I love master set collecting. I do collect some other stuff here and there. If I were to collect other things in a more deep-rooted manner, it would probably be just cards I enjoy. Take a look at Tomultai, right? Tomultai is my favorite dragon from Uprising, and if I had the ability to buy out every single Marvel Tomultai on the market, I would, because I could just make a collage of Tomultai and put it up in the wall back here, you know what I mean? It's very, very great. And again, you have other things like artist proofs and very beautiful cards that you can get set up for your master sets, just to kind of have it be your own way. But as much as there is a master set guidebook in a way, I always suggest that if you're really just trying to do your best, just work one card at a time, and it'll be great for you. So that's all I have to say about master sets, right? Master sets are probably my biggest thing that I collect here. Every now and again, I get some fun extra promos and little things for the game, but for the most part, it is going to be master sets of sets that I enjoy. And I do hope to have a master set of every set of Flesh and Blood sometime in the future, barring maybe WTR and ARC First Edition, because that is way out of my ballpark. But outside of that, I think just about every other master set is incredibly attainable in Flesh and Blood compared to other games and their own master sets. So if that's something that you are looking to do, go ahead and make sure to check out our next video in our collector week, where I'm going to go ahead and show you how I personally display my master sets, and hopefully that gives you a general idea of how to set up yours as well. I know one of the hardest things of using a master set as a way to display your cards is difficult sometimes, especially since some binders don't hold the whole set, some binders only hold the rainbow foils, and you got to kind of figure out what product you want. So I'm going to go and do a deep dive into that kind of stuff in our next video, which you can check out. There should be a link to it somewhere, maybe up here. I'll put it up there, so that way you guys can check out that video for the rest of Collectors Week. So thank you all so much for watching. I really, really am happy that you're enjoying being a collector of Flesh and Blood, and whether it be for any TCG, as long as you're having a great time and you're collecting what you love, you know, and you're being responsible, as long as those things are all in motion, I think it's just a fun time to be a lover of a game, because we have the opportunity to enjoy these things as we do. And, you know, it's hard. Sometimes it's hard to find happiness in this world. And if this is happiness for you, then that's super awesome. And I'm happy that it'll get there, as long as you're doing it responsibly and you're making sure that you're paying all your bills before you buy cardboard. So thanks for watching. Make sure to hit the like button down below if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. We are closing in on 1,900 subscribers. I'm hoping to be at 2K by the end of the year. So if you guys want to help make that happen, that would be much appreciated. But obviously you can just also leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys are collecting in Flesh and Blood. Is there anything super special? I know a couple of people are collecting some other fun things, and some people have their own small collections, but I'd be curious to hear what you guys have to say about all that. And if you want to, you can even become a channel member here. Our channel members certainly help out with the production of the videos and continue to keep the lights on here at our studio. So thank you all so much, and I really appreciate it. And I hope you continue having fun collecting Flesh and Blood. And I'll see you all in our next video for Collectors Week 2024.